A Recreational Drug Law Guide. Chapter 1. Drugs in the Law. Drugs in the Law. Keep your prescription drugs in the proper, labeled container. Do not dump all your different prescription drugs in one container. If you give a police officer a chance to notice such a package, you're asking for a very long delay in your schedule while things are checked out. Next to traffic accidents, drugs in vehicles get more passengers in trouble than just about anything. For example, it's midnight and you are riding as a passenger your friend's car. He is stopped by the police for speeding. He reaches into the center console where he keeps his license. The officer shines his flashlight on the console to see what your friend is reaching for. The officer sees a baggie of what turns out to be an illegal drug next to the console. Your friend forgot it was there and you never saw it. It's closer to you than it is to your friend. Your friend says that it's not his. Where does that leave you? Know your friends. Check out vehicles that you borrow. Cops often separate friends after an arrest and try to get them to rat on each other in exchange for reduced charges. Drug Laws, number 364.177, HV 5825 at the library. Major drug law websites. Beware of Indonesia, Singapore, and the United Arab Emirates. They have the toughest drug laws of anyone in the world. Drug laws are at number 364.177 or HV 5825 at the library. State.gov/G/INL, International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs. cbp.gov/xp/cgov/travel/alerts/medication_drugs.xml, cbp.gov, Traveling and Drugs. wikitravel.org/en/smoking. cognitiveliberte.org/dll/worldlaws.htm, World Drug Laws by Country from the United Nations Office for Drug Control and Crime Prevention. druglibrary.org. drugpolicy.org/global. drugpolicy.org/state by state. drugtaskforce.org/druglaws.htm. drugtext.org/library. arrowwood.org/psychoactive/law/law.shtml. news.yahoo.com/fc/drugs.html, drugs and drug law news. rwjf.org/files/publications/other/drug policies report.pdf, reference guide to selected illicit drug laws in all 50 states. Drug law websites around the world. The Rockefeller drug laws were enacted in 1973 when Nelson Rockefeller was governor. They require harsh prison terms for the possession or sale of relatively small amounts of drugs. cognitiveliberte.org/dll/worldlaws.htm, World Drug Laws by Country from the United Nations Office for Drug Control and Crime Prevention. a1b2c3.com/drugs. blog.austindefense.com/articles/war-on-drugs. calyx.x.com/grave-accent-schaefer/library/short-hist, drug laws. cedrova.org/lib/levine.secret.html, the secret of worldwide drug prohibition. cfdp.ca, Canadian Foundation for Drug Policy. chillfarm.com. commondreams.org, Go to Drug Laws. csdp.org, Common Sense for Drug Policy. dig.com/world_news/drug_laws_need_revision. hrw.org, Drug Laws. droppedhiroc.org, Rockefeller Drug Laws. drugactionnetwork.com. druglaw.typepad.com/drug_law_blog. druglibrary.org. drugpolicy.org/global. drugznse.org, Drug Law Reform. drugtaskforce.net. drugtest.com/drug-testing-laws.htm. drugtext.org/library. drugwarfacts.org. cbp.gov/xp/cgov/travel/alerts/medication_drugs.xml, cbp.gov, Traveling and Drugs. drugwarfaq.com, electricemperor.com, information about marijuana and drug laws. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/drug_policy_of_the_Netherlands. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/prohibition_left /drugs right. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Rockefeller_drug_laws, New York State laws. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Rockefeller_drug_laws, tough New York drug laws. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/war_on_drugs. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/world_drug_report, a United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime publication. arrowwood.org/psychoactive/law/law.html. everything2.com, drug laws. family.findlaw.com. fas.org/irp/world/Nigeria/ndle.htm, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Nigeria. fda.gov, U.S. Food and Drug Administration. fda.gov/opacom/laws, Food and Drug Administration. fdli.org, the Food and Drug Law Institute. findlaw.com. freakonomics.com/blog/2007/02/21/Thuaran drugs tobacco style. glasspipeswaterbangs.com/dictionary/recreational druguse.html, drug laws. gothamgazette.com/iotw/prisons/shalaviets.shtml, New York drug laws. gpoaccess.gov/cfr/index, code of federal regulations. grayarea.com, gray areas of the law. hrw.org/campaigns/drugs. idmu.co.uk, Independent Drug Monitoring Unit, links to websites. interpol.int. isthatlegal.ca. thesite.org/travelandfreetime/travel/being-there/Amsterdam drug laws, Amsterdam drug laws. transform-drugs.blogspot.com. uscg.mil/d11/dr/drug law enf.asp, Coast Guard. usdoj.gov/dea, US Drug Enforcement Agency. waterbangs glasspipes.com/recreational drug use. wikipedia.org/wiki/drug_laws. DEA schedules of controlled substances. A class of substances called controlled substance analogs/CSAs was created by the Anti-Drug Abuse Act of 1986. Controlled substance analogs are substances which are not controlled at the moment but people use them to help them get high. To qualify as a controlled substance analog, a substance has to be intended for human consumption and have no known legitimate medical value. Legally, CSAs are treated roughly the same as if they were a controlled substance in Schedule I. Schedule I. The drug or other substance has a high potential for abuse. The drug or other substance has no currently accepted medical use in treatment in the United States. There is a lack of accepted safety for use of the drug or other substance under medical supervision. Some Schedule I substances are heroin, LSD, marijuana, and methaqualone. Schedule II. The drug or other substance has a high potential for abuse. The drug or other substance has a currently accepted medical use in treatment in the United States or a currently accepted medical use with severe restrictions. Abuse of the drug or other substance may lead to severe psychological or physical dependence. Some Schedule II substances are cocaine, methadone, methamphetamine, morphine, and PCP. Schedule III. The drug or other substance has a potential for abuse less than the drugs or other substances in Schedules I and II. The drug or other substance has a currently accepted medical use in treatment in the United States. Abuse of the drug or other substance may lead to moderate or low physical dependence or high psychological dependence. Anabolic steroids, some barbiturates, codeine, and hydrocodone with aspirin or Tylenol are Schedule III substances. Schedule IV. The drug or other substance has a low potential for abuse relative to the drugs or other substances in Schedule 3. The drug or other substance has a currently accepted medical use in treatment in the United States. Abuse of the drug or other substance may lead to limited physical dependence or psychological dependence relative to the drugs or other substances in Schedule 3. Some Schedule 4 drugs are Darvon, Talwin, Equinol, Valium, and Xanax. Schedule V. The drug or other substance has a low potential for abuse relative to the drugs or other substances in Schedule 4. The drug or other substance has a currently accepted medical use in treatment in the United States. Abuse of the drug or other substance may lead to limited physical dependence or psychological dependence relative to the drugs or other substances in Schedule 4. Over-the-counter cough medicines with codeine are classified in Schedule V. Drug Enforcement Administration/DEA. Office of Public Affairs. 1405 I St. N.W. Number 1209. Washington, D.C. 20537. 202-633-1469. USDOJ.gov/DEA. DEA.gov. Prison reform websites, stop long drug sentences. November Coalition. Reversing over-incarceration. Abuses of the U.S. drug war. November.org. aclu.org/secure/end-mass-incarceration. truth-out.org. thehill.com. clemencyreport.org. clemencyproject2014.org. candoclemency.com. nationinside.org. facebook.com/pages/november-coalition. stoptdrugwar.org. prisonlegalnews.org.